Okay, so I was thinking.
Uh-oh.
You know nobody smiles when they taking a mugshot? I seen them all. You seen the one, James Brown looked like a Thundercat on his mugshot. You saw him. Michael Jackson looked like a light-skinned sock puppet. Okay?
He did.
And Gary Busey looked like Gary Busey on his. But no matter who it is, nobody smiles on a mugshot. Okay? Well, why? Because they know they ass about to go to jail after this. So you ain't smiling because you know what the situation is. So this is what I don't understand. How you in a different situation, but you act like you taking a mugshot. Ooh. So for example, you go to happy hour, what you supposed to be is in the name. It's happy hour. Rough day at work, you go to happy hour, relieve stress. Even if you're in a bad relationship, you go to happy hour before you go home and fight. So you okay, right? So why is people sitting at happy hour looking like they about to take a mugshot? Excuse me, Miss 678-ZW. What's your name? I'm just asking on behalf of the men. Ladies, why you so mad? Just explain it to me. I know you done had a rough time, but it's called happy hour. Let's be happy. You happy hour mugshot niggas is on some sucker shit.
So the next influence, as I think about my manhood, my connection to relationships, was I was a nerdy kid growing up. Mm-hmm. I was a nerdy, growing up in Alabama. I'm the dark skinned kid, so I get nothing but all. I done heard damn near every dark skinned joke, but you keep coming up with new ones that
it's a talent. For example, fingerprints on charcoal.
Bro, that's classic.
Yeah.
Which is
that's the name of his fantasy football team now to this day.
I won't change it.
Yeah, I was like, boy, put fingerprints on charcoal.
I won't change it.
Get out the car and the oil light come on.
So not only was I the dark kid, I was the nerdy kid with the glasses. So I was that kid, right?
You still nerdy, you just took the glasses off.
Well, to that point, in 10th grade, I got contacts that year. So I got contacts the summer before I started school. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I was a new kid on campus. I was on the hoop squad on JV or the 10th grade squad. I think I was on the 10th grade squad. They ain't know me enough to get on the JV. So, but anyway,
you couldn't play. Go ahead.
Hey, bro, I was top scorer though. You know what I'm saying?
Tall midget nigga.
That was a tall midget.
I was the top scorer on the 10th grade squad. Good night, Cleveland.
Midget. He's got $1 million.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I scored 12 points a game.
So things changed, right? So they didn't know me, right? I was fairly handsome cat, man. I thought, I guess, but I didn't have that type of confidence yet. Mm-hmm. Then I started getting some attention, and it was kind of cool. Things shifted. I'm like, I'm the same motherfucker, right? I just don't have glasses anymore. Same personality, same looks, same dress, how I got down. But, now I got into girls, right? And then, I don't know, I think it was like, at that point, the novelty was off. I was like, man, I done been hanging around with you. Man, my cousin, my first cousin at the crib, this super handsome dude, right? All the chicks dug. So they would talk to me, try to get close to him. Mm-hmm. So I had an opportunity to talk to some fly ass chicks with nothing on the table. So that kind of built my confidence. So by the time, it was me, I ain't had no problem talking to fly chicks. Right? It's like, these chicks crazy anyway. So you got a question.
We've been boys for a long time. Some stuff just connected in my head. I got it.
The talking, the
yes. Now it's connected.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Right. Call your ass secondhand smoke. That's what he is, or secondhand smoke, nigga.
Oh man. And then what fucked up our generation, and I'm a part of that, is the love songs of the 80s and 90s. What Babyface, all them cats messed it up for our generation. I'll pay your rent, I'll buy your clothes, I'll cook your dinner too as soon as I get home from work. I'll do everything your man won't do.
Well, but on the flip side of it, you should give a lot of credit to Guy, because you an Aaron Hall looking nigga.
Hey, big up to the dark-skinned dudes,
So,
what I'm saying that, bro.
when they come out 90, you got to, about 89, 90, he was on a hell of a run.
Hell of a run.
Yeah.
Actually, Big Daddy Kane helped me
good.
out. Omar Epps, helped me out of my run. So, well, he ain't too, but but Big Daddy Kane was a big part of that. And the Black Power music of the time,
X-Clan.
X-Clan.
Freedom or death.
We shall all be moved.
Grand glorious.
So yeah, man. So the music of the day, Paris, Public Enemy, all that. So all this was happening at the same time. You had the Black Power, but the love songs was dominated by mostly guys. Well, the ones that were dominated by mostly guys was Simp Shyt.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was a simp. I ended up being a simp for a little while, and that kind of fucked up my relationships. So I can reflect back and say my early relationships were shitty because I was simping.
No, I caught you on the tail end of that simping. That's when we became friends. This nigga was R&B. Damn, I'm gonna get a whole love song over here.
Hey man, we talking about, take the chick out. We talking about flowers. We talking about, the whole nine. I mean, everything.
Side note, just a quick side note. So, my daughter has a guy that likes her. And so her mom, I won't give too much, personal stuff, but her mom was like, well, I know kids that have brought flowers and did this. And I was like, 8th, 9th graders bringing flowers? What are you talking about, right? And so we was having a conversation. I said, no, you want to be respected. You want to be treated with dignity. You want him to be interested in you. It's like, forget all the flowers and all that crap, right? And then it hit me of the training
Right.
that we go through.
Right.
Like, this is the way to be. So I was telling my mom the story. And my mom was like, oh, flowers are nice. And da-da-da-da. I was like, did my daddy give you flowers on the first date? She was like, nope. I was like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I was like, the dude you married isn't that dude.
Had 2 kids by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, anyway, it just hit me. I was like, anyway. Written by Disney.
Right. Well, and the one thing there was some some bright moments as I reflect on that I didn't follow up on. So, for instance, shoot, man, my last junior, senior year, freshman year in college, I went to about 4 or 5 proms. I only paid for like 1. And paid for is, I put that in air quotes because I was working there. I probably wouldn't, but anyway. So, but the women, the girls, they paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Parents paid for it. Drove parents' cars, back and forth. And I didn't even click into that then. Like, damn, I'm the prize. So now, 49 years old. And there's a lot that happened in between. I'm just saying that to bring me to this journey now, when we talk about the shift in what we're doing and what we're lifting up, is we want to shift the narrative of black men. We want to shift and add and let people know who we are as we come into this conversation. So when I come into this conversation talking about relationships, and I am a relationship coach, I'm a life coach, I'm all that, consultant. When we talk about relationships, I got to at least be honest about where I came from and that journey. And so even now, the struggles with my wife, we've been together 24 years, the struggles with her, as I look back on, with two things. A, me not standing and being on my purpose, on my vision, on my values, on my guiding principles, and standing on my square.
Yes, sir.
And her being out of order, as Iyanla would say. So those two things were disastrous for our relationship. So as I start coming into who I am and what I'm about, our shit start to shift, because I start to say, hey, listen, this is who I am. This is what this is gonna be. Here's the program, and if you don't like it, I mean, this is the program, and we're gonna make a commitment. We've made this commitment, and I'm committed to being my best self, and I'm committed to this vision of our legacy of our family.
Well, you know, what comes into my mind is, you know, I've had a front row seat for a lot of 24 years, but it's the learning how to dance together. You know, Fred Astaire could dance his ass off, but he was much doper with Ginger Rogers. But it wouldn't have worked if Ginger wanted to lead the dance moves.
Right.
They were magic on camera. You ever seen two people dance and they both try to lead?
Oh, that's a disaster.
That's a monkey fucking a football is what it is. That's what it is. And so we have these relationships where people are like, oh no, we're partners. No, we're not.
Nah.
I'm going to lead.
Right.
And I'm going to lay this out. It'll probably upset some people. Whatever, I don't care. Here's the aspects of leadership. Okay. Number one, first of all, in order to lead, you first must be able to follow.
Yes.
Okay. You have to be able to take orders and execute for one day to lead. Under my uncles, under my mentors, the men who helped raise me, I followed them. I learned how to follow leadership. Right? Number two, the leader is the first to take the blame.
Absolutely.
The leader is the one that says, my bad. Now, I don't know this, we don't have a data point, and I have not done the research, but it is my opinion that my bad was not created by a woman. I think that was a man that said that first. Now, you might want to do, D.O., you can go look in the archives. You know what I'm saying? It might be Butch Jenkins is credited.
I'm not so sure
That's the first one to say my bad, right?
I'm not so sure I heard a woman
toothpick coming out of the side of his mouth. He's in a railroad track with some overalls. He's like, my bad. Yeah, he's like, my bad, dog. But you have to stand out front and take the slings and arrows. Okay, it's no different than you'll see a coach or a quarterback after the game, and the quarterback played a great game, and he'll go, or the coach coached a great game, had a great game plan, and somebody messed up, and he'll go, it was my fault. I didn't have them prepared.
Right.
Everybody saw the game.
Right.
Everybody saw what it was, but the leader steps out and takes the slings and arrows and takes the pressure off the team.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's number two about leadership. So if you're a person that would rather be caught dead than dead wrong, you can't lead. All right? Number three, I was raised in a family full of what we would call quote unquote strong women. And all of those strong women that I was raised by, and you've been around, mama don't take no mess. they require strong male leadership.
Yes.
One of the falsehoods is, I'm too strong. That's why you can't handle me. No. Strength requires strength. What you're projecting is ego and weakness.
Yes.
It's not strength. It's a headache. And people would rather just take some ibuprofen and walk away from your ass.
Yeah.
Advil on deck, and I'm out. I did not say ibuprofen correctly, but don't worry about that part.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
And to your point, having this conversation yesterday with one of my guys, he was talking about his relationship. He's gonna get married. It didn't work out. Some red flags, but he was still, trying to figure out. Man, if she could do X, Y, and Z, man, we could work this out. Similar situation, raised by a single mom. So heard his mom and her friends talk shit about men, and I was like, wow, man, how'd that make you feel as a young boy, growing up to hear them talk about not needing you, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, man, I'm in therapy now for that shit. I was like, wow, right? So there are no such thing as two pilots. There's a pilot and a co-pilot. No such thing as two presidents. No such thing as two coaches. No such thing as 2 point guards.
Spock wasn't like, hey, Kirk, get your ass out the chair.
Right.
It's my ship now.
I got this. Oh, we got this.
Right.
No such thing as two CEOs. Right.
Yes.
So, it's about playing a role. And for the women, our women out there who say, no, we both can lead. I say, when the door get kicked in, you leading with me to protect this house?
Well, here's I think we have a huge gap of a misunderstanding about what leadership is. And I think what sometimes people do is project how they lead onto other people. Selfish people don't care about other folks.
Right.
But the fourth thing, because I said 3 other things, but the fourth thing about leadership is you pretty much put yourself last.
Yeah.
Your care and concern is about everyone else.
Absolutely.
And then you're last. You tell the story of your uncle working all those hours at a factory, and if I'm correct, he's passed.
Yep.
And your aunt's still alive.
Yes.
Well, that's the story of Big Daddy.
Yep.
Granddaddy worked in the factory sucking on asbestos for 40 years, or worked at the post office on the docks, and worked painting and did this and did that. And typically he died early, and then Big Mama was up in the house and she was doing her job, but she lived longer. And so now we as family look at Big Mama, the legacy, and Big Mama house, and we having Thanksgiving. But it was Big Daddy that worked his ass off as the leader to provide. To me, fair exchange, no robbery. We had an understanding back then. Okay, now of course these are modern times, and we in LA, man. Shoot, everybody got a damn work. You got to pay $600,000 to live next to a crib. So it ain't cheap out here, But there are roles to make the team work, right? And we have an epidemic. Manhood is at an all-time low, right? So of course we're an anomaly sometimes with the way we speak and how we carry ourselves. But we're the elixir to what ails us.
Yeah.
If you want to conquer a people, and it goes back to all the ancient wars, you take the men out, you kill them.
Right.
And then you pull in the women and children. And that's been the game plan. And we are steadily being taken out. right? And so it's time. Like I always say real niggas got the ball now. It's time for us men to stand up and be men.
Love it.